Should you be using a Facebook group to build your network marketing business? I don't mean like other people's Facebook groups. Maybe you're dipping in those to prospect. I mean your own Facebook group, something that you're owning, you're building, you're the admin of that group. Let me go through some benefits to having a Facebook group, and then you can decide if this is something that you should kind of filter into your approach. It's something I've used successfully myself. So I like using Facebook groups. As I'm making this video, I mean, Facebook changes its guidelines and everything all the time. But at this present situation, Facebook is pushing notifications of Facebook groups to its users. Why? Because it sees that when someone is in a Facebook group, they tend to interact in there for longer than usual. They'll look at, questions that are in there. They'll engage with it. It's kind of like an environment full of content that they specifically are wanting. So they stick around for longer. And of course, the longer you're on the platform, the more adverts they can show you, the more money that they get out, the more money that they make. This is why Facebook groups are being pushed a lot more by Facebook than Facebook pages. Because a Facebook page, people will have a quick skim and then they kind of move on. A group, they tend to stick around. So of course, we want to use and leverage what Facebook is giving us. If Facebook is saying, listen, anytime you publish something in your group, I'm going to push that notification to your users, to your group members. I'm going to make sure that any posts appear in their timeline. I'm going to try and promote that almost for you. Then we want to make sure that we're absorbing that attention, right? Why promote a page? Leave a group out when you know that a group is going to be seen by more people who you have right in there. So I agree from that fundamental that we're looking to get attention on us and our business in network marketing, so a Facebook group is a great move. So how specifically can you use that? What should I do in this Facebook group, Richard? Well, I believe you should have a very specific target market. I don't believe in having a Facebook group that directly says, hey, I want you to join my business, or this is the Herbalife, or the World Ventures, or the, whatever company, insert your company name there, right? Facebook group. Number one, the company won't probably allow that. You're using their trademark name, so you're wasting your time. Eventually, they'll get shut down. And number two, no one likes to feel that it's just a sales thing. Like, come in the group, I want you to join, like, no value or anything there. They kind of feel a resistance and a pressure. So what works best is, let's say, for example, let me give you a worked example. Let's say that I am promoting a health and wellness network marketing business. I may say, you know what, I really enjoy and find that the guys who are kind of middle-aged like me, I'm 40 next year, so I can say that, middle-aged guys like me who want to gain a bit of muscle, they really like this protein powder that my company promotes, and they're really great guys to work with. They get on with it, they want a program, they're motivated, no umming and ahhing. These are great guys, I want more of them. So what I would do is, I would create a Facebook group centered around not what the company is or the product is, but what it does. Middle-aged, I don't know, what would you call it? I don't know, mature, something. I'm not going to think off the top of my head, right? I was going to say mature, middle-aged mayhem. I don't know where that came from. You'd think of a cool name that would be your own name that you thought of, which lent itself to that group and the result they're going to get. You're like muscle building for middle-aged men. Something like that, right? So you've got this group. You can think of a better name, I'm sure. And in this group, you're going to post tips. You're going to post helpful advice that's going to help those middle-aged men get their muscle gaining goals. Here's a great exercise routine you can do from home in the lockdown to improve your muscle gains. Here's 5 foods that you want to avoid because you get fat, you won't get muscular. That type of thing. And then you could probably do like Facebook Lives in there. Hey, I've been doing this for a few years now. I can answer your questions. If you've got muscle building questions, I'm going live this time this week. Shoot your questions over to me. Let's interact. So you can now establish yourself as an authority in that area by taking their questions and giving them value and building that personal rapport with them by allowing that access to you on a Facebook Live. I do the same thing in my Facebook group for network marketers. And then what you can do in the mix of that is you can filter in calls to action. Hey guys, I've been giving you a lot of value this week. A load of you have been asking, is there any supplements that you recommend to speed up the muscle gain results? Only one supplement I recommend, it's this one. That's your network marketing muscle gain protein powder, right? Hey guys, a lot of you have been asking, how it is that I'm able to do all this stuff in this Facebook group. What is it I do for a living? I build a home business. If you are ever thinking about building a home business, reach out to me, or I'm doing a web class in this group. I can help you with that. So in and amongst all that value, we can filter in the occasional, maybe 1 in 5 posts, call to action. And naturally, as you're building a relationship with these people, there's going to be a camaraderie, rapport, a trust. They're going to start reaching out to you because they trust you and say, hey, listen, I've got some questions about that business I saw you were in. I've got some questions about muscle gaining. Can you recommend some supplements or a diet plan, whatever it may be? So a Facebook group is a great place to cultivate trust, rapport, and showcase your skills and what you can do for the group. It's a great place to do a soft call to action without raising resistance. And it's also a great place where you can market a little bit more freely and directly. You know, if you're constantly posting muscle gain tips for middle-aged men on your profile, chances are people get fed up of that. But in the group, it just makes more sense because that's entirely why they're there. I just think a Facebook group is a great place. Also, final kind of tip I'd give you, it's a great place to put people who may not be ready to say yes straight away. So if I'm focusing on these middle-aged men, I'm trying to sell them my protein powder and get them in the business, and they're like, you know, Richard, I just don't want to take a look at that right now. I'm not quite ready there, or I don't want to look at the you know, maybe in a month or two. I'd say, cool, you know what? I have a Facebook group where you can pick up a load of tips if you're serious about gaining muscle. You're welcome to join that group. Maybe you have a free gift. And when you join that group, I'll give you the 7 best muscle building exercises to build muscle from home. A lot of people will say yes to that. Now the more shy or the slower to make decision type people, they're in that group, they can get to know you on their own terms, you can grow the numbers in the group, and now they can come across the finish line into your team or buy your product when they feel comfortable to do so. So it's a great tool. I don't really see any downside in using it. I'm trying to think of a negative. The only thing would be if you allow yourself to get distracted. Like if you don't monitor it correctly, if you allow other people, I set the group settings so that only I can post in there and I have to approve all the posts. Because you don't want it to be like a spam fest. You don't want it to be other people pushing their thing. You don't want negativity. So I can see a post if I think it's negative, if I think it's promotional. I can reach out to that person and say, hey, we don't do that kind of stuff in my group, so you're welcome to stay or go, but you can't post that. So you can keep it clean. You can even hire somebody to do that stuff if it takes up too much of your time. So that would be the only negative if you don't control that from the start. Anyway, we're on 7 minutes here. I didn't intend to speak for this long, but I just wanted to give you this value, give you this tactic in its entirety, so you could go and use this, create your group, give it a name, give it a brand, focus on a group of people, give them value, give them calls to action, interact with them, put your prospects in there. I've given you a whole strategy here for free. I hope that you use it. As always, go create a day in a life that counts. Always have more desires than excuses. If you want more training from me, you can go to www.authoritynetworker.com/YouTube. I'll put it on the screen. It's also in the text area or comment section of this video. That's a web class. It's free, where I'll give you an overview of how I sponsored over 700 people into network marketing, so you can take those tactics and apply them to your network marketing business to get better results, hopefully where you are. I'll catch you on the next one. If you're a subscriber, have a fantastic day, and bye for now.